Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to go over a few things today on what to look for and try to remember about people that will help identify them or to catch them after an incident. So this prior week there was another attack on a young lady in Chester. The initial report and description of the guy that went around was quite slim with a red hoodie. A few days later, when the report was put up in the local paper on the local paper's website, it said he was quite fat in a red t-shirt. The differences between descriptions that I hear, not just from this attack, but from different attacks where different people will give you different things, very much reminds me of the stolen microwave episode of Only Fools and Horses. So most people will remember an incident completely differently. This is why if you work in security or you're a bouncer, you're asked to always have a notepad and a pen with you so that when an incident happens, you jot down the details on what happened as soon as it happens. As soon as you are capable of doing it, you write the details down. Because if we have a conversation right now, I guarantee you, if we come back in 12 hours, we'll remember things differently. We'll remember the course of the conversation differently. We'll remember what things were said completely differently. So, obviously, if an incident does occur, your only obligation is to get yourself and the people you are with away from harm as quickly as possible. Do not ever, 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 ever feel guilty about not remembering anything clearly. Right? It's if you're not used to being under the stress, if you're not used to being under pressure and having that adrenaline hit you, you're probably not going to remember too much. That's absolutely fine. Don't let anyone guilt trip you for not remembering what the person looked like exactly. If you are going to give a report, only report the things you can remember clearly. So don't let certain people, when they're getting the details, say, well, was it more this? If you don't remember it, say, I don't remember enough to say it was. Okay? I'm not suggesting that a lot of police are corrupt. I'm just suggesting that there are some people, and there are plenty of documentaries out there, where they've been sort of coerced or led to give a description of somebody that turns out to be completely the polar opposite of the person who actually did the crime. With that said, the first thing that will help is if the person was male, female, and the skin colour. Obviously, in today's society, talking about someone's gender or their ethnicity, very, very hot topic subject, and we tend not to want to talk about it at all. However, if someone has attacked you and you can say it was a white man, that eliminates a lot of guesswork with people. They know now, police will know, well, we're after a white male. It doesn't matter if everything else fits the description. If they're not male and they're not white, don't look for them. To say the person who attacked me was black is not racist. To say the person who attacked me was white is not racist. To say the person who attacked me was a woman, the person who attacked me was a man, it's not being, I don't know, transphobic, genderphobic, whatever it is, it's not. If you identify something as what it is, that is not being prejudice in any way. Okay? Don't worry about coming across as a right-wing nutjob just because you said, look, the person who attacked me was a Chinese man. That's not racist. The way in which you vocalize that information could be very racist, and I would hope you would not do that. So if the person was black, say the black. If the person was white, say the white. If it was a woman, if it was a man, say it was a woman or a man. Don't be afraid of giving actual details. Second thing, and I've come across this quite a bit, the height is a big deal. However, most people cannot just look at someone and accurately judge how tall they are. So, what I always ask people to do is if you're trying to describe someone and I say, how tall are they? What I mean is, how tall are they in relation to me? So I've had someone say, oh, the guy was about 6'3", and I've gone, okay, well, how tall was he? How much taller was he than me? And they've gone, oh, about this. I'm 5'10", 6'3" would be quite a difference. It wasn't. The guy we were looking for was barely 6. So always either give in relation to the person you're talking to. So to the police officers that you're describing this incident to, give the persons who assaulted you, give their height in relation to the officer you're talking to. The police officers will have a rough idea of their own height, hopefully, and it just takes out a lot of guesswork because, as I say, a lot of us cannot just eye someone up and judge their height. their weight, their build. Um, you know, to say he was quite broad, he was quite tall, he was quite thin, he was quite fat. If they were, then say it. There's nothing wrong with saying the guy was obese or the guy was super skinny. It helps. It's a distinguishing feature that you can get from just looking at people. Yeah, don't be afraid of actually describing somebody how they actually look. On top of that, we then go to certain things like, if they're close enough to you, eye colour. If you don't remember these things, again, don't worry about it, but the eyes can tell us a lot. So what colour were the eyes? Did they have different colour eyes? Do you remember if their pupils were large or dilated? Because this helps the police looking for them, because if the pupils are super large or super small, this would indicate that the person who attacked you is on a substance. Depending on the size of the pupil, it lets the police know, are they on uppers or are they on downers? Are they on something that is going to give them super strength, or are they going to be really relaxed and going to be easy to subdue? It's information that helps. Were the eyes bloodshot? Was one eye looking off in a different direction? Was one eye completely milky white because he's blind in the eye? All these things help. As I said earlier, if you do not remember these things at the moment, don't worry about it and don't feel guilty about not remembering them. But if you do remember them, they help substantially. Moving forward, any distinguishing features? Are there any scars? Are there any tattoos? Does it look like they got a broken flat nose? Have they got a bit of the ear missing? Have they got a finger missing? All this stuff helps. It really does help infinitely to track people down who have done something. The look is the main thing, because obviously you can tell, you can identify someone by the way they look from across a room. As you get closer to them, hair. What colour was the hair? How long was the hair? What type of style did they have their hair? Did they, were they balding? Were they completely balding? Does it look like they shaved their head, or is it naturally balding? All these things do help. Facial hair. Have they got a beard? Have they got a moustache? Are they clean shaven? If they do have facial hair, is it a big bushy beard? Is it quite slimline and trim? Do they look like a hipster doofus, or do they look like Brian Blessed? It all helps. Every detail you can remember about them helps. Again, colour of the facial hair. Does it look like a natural colour, or do they dye it purple? All this stuff helps. As you're close enough to be attacked by these people, scent. Nothing triggers our memory better than scent. So, did they smell of body odor? Was there a specific cologne? Was there a specific perfume? Did they smell of drugs? When they were close enough to be talking to you, did you smell alcohol in their breath? It's little things like that that can really make a huge difference in tracking people down. Obviously, with their appearance, clothing. Again, to say that the first description was a red hoodie, the second description of this guy was a t-shirt. That's not good. We as best as you can remember, or just say a red top. If you don't remember if it was long sleeve or not, don't say if it was a long sleeve or not. Just say, I really don't remember if it was, but it was definitely a red top. So all these things can really help. Accents. If you cannot correctly identify accents, then don't say it was definitely a Scottish accent. Just say it was an accent that wasn't from here. If they have an accent that sounds like a celebrity, that will help as well. If you say the guy sounded like Billy Connolly, then it's like, right, well, we know Scottish then. Is there a speech impediment? Is there a lisp? Have they got trouble pronouncing their R's or their L's? Do they roll their R's? Is there like a sh when they pronounce the letter S? Just little things like that. Does it sound as though it's broken English, so that English is maybe their second language? Is there an inflection on the way they speak? Are they using slang words that would be localized to certain areas? So obviously, depending on where you go, there's localized slang for certain things. So, we call children bairns. There's only certain regions that call children bairns. You don't get anyone from Islington calling a small child a bairn. So that type of thing helps immensely as well. Obviously, if as they're talking they happen to mention something along the lines of what their name is, They could be giving you a fake name just for the introductory dialogue where they get close to you. It could be their real name. It's worth mentioning to the police, because if someone's going around using the same name, even if it's a fake name, if they're going around using the same name constantly, police and security operatives can sort of put out, if someone matching this description calling themselves Dave does show up, this is probably the guy we're looking for. What else have I got? If they walk with a limp, if they've obviously got, a prosthetic limb, if they've got something that looks like it's missing, it helps, because it helps identify you. It's not the norm, so it helps pick you up. I think that's all I've got for the most part. If you can remember 3 or 4 of those things, it will help track the person down. However, I'd just like to reiterate, if you do not remember any of that, don't worry. Never ever ever feel guilty about getting away as quick as you can and not remembering details. Never let anybody that you're trying to explain the situation to make you feel guilty for not remembering the details. Most of us will never have a situation where somebody is 18 inches in front of us screaming at us that they're going to kill us. So if we've never been there, it's bloody scary. It can be quite startling. It can have psychological effects moving onwards, where people get attacked and then they're afraid to leave their home. You cannot be expected, if that's happening to you, to remember every clear detail. I can remember these details because I've had the training and I've had the experience. I work several nights a week as security staff. You pick up to become aware of people. You eye them up as they're walking towards you. Any distinguishing features? How tall is this guy? What's his build? Broken nose, missing teeth, piercings, anything like that. Yes, you can take piercings out. Yes, you can shave beards, you can shave hair, but it helps. It helps remember. It helps locate. It helps identify. So your main goal should always be to get yourself away safely. If you can't remember these things, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up over it. But just get in the habit of trying to acknowledge what they looked like, how they spoke. Is there a lisp? You don't have to actually verbalize it and go, hey, you speak with a lisp, you've got a walk, you walk with a bit of a limp. Doesn't matter, just keep in your head, acknowledge this guy's got a bit of an accent, he's got a speech impediment, he's got a funny way of inflecting certain words. Whatever it might be, they all help to identify people in the long run. But again, your only obligation in these situations is to get yourself and the people you're with away from danger as quickly and safely as possible. Any questions or comments, please leave them in the box below. You can contact me all the time through any of the social media that you see this clip on. Until next time, train hard, train smart, stay safe.